Recently, we've released a smart video card for Raspberry Pi. We've released a trailer about the card and what it can do. But how to build this card? Or how to build a similar one? Also, the wiring of modules and board, software settings, the video display, etc. So now we are making these tutorials to show the details. Let's get started. So this is our smart video card kit. Let's open the box and see what's packaged in the kit. A user manual. We've spent a lot of time and energy on the guide, which is illustrated with a thorough description of each module, assembly instructions, and the detailed steps to configure the software. So it will be a great helper for you to further learn the card and even other robot cards. See from the top, a paper card explaining the related materials such as the code and user manual in PDF can be found and downloaded in the Learn section of our website. We can see under the menu, the parts are separated by crossed paper boards so they can be more organized. Then let's get to the parts. I've taken them all out and let's go through the whole kit. The acrylic plates, the driver and power modules, 2 gear reducers, 2 SG90 servos, a USB camera, packs of standoffs, screws and nuts, a cross-socket wrench, a cross screwdriver with a USB cable in a plastic bag, a ribbon, jumbo wires, a battery holder, and 4 wheels. So these are all parts packaged in the kit. Now let's build the card. First, assemble the front wheels. Take out the plates. Check whether there are residues remaining in the holes of the plates. It is important to clear them all out for the subsequent assembly. Now the stickers are removed. For each pack of fasteners, we provide 2 more than needed. Then take out the French bearings, the M4 self-locking nuts, and M4 by 25 screws, then the 2 front wheels. So here are 2 pairs of acrylic plates and wheel. About how to distinguish the front wheel and rear wheel, you may observe the middle part. The center with a concave surface is the front wheel, and that with a convex surface is the rear wheel. So take out 2 M4 by 25 screws, 2 M4 self-locking nuts, and 2 French bearings. Then insert the screw into the French. Pay attention to the face of the French. Press the French into the plate, and you can hear a click. Assemble the plates and then to the wheel. Then fasten them with the nut. Here you may need the cross-socket wrench and use a screwdriver to tighten them. Please pay attention, do not over-tighten the nut, or else the wheel cannot spin flexibly. Neither too loose in case the gap between the parts is too large. Then assemble the other front wheel. So the two front wheels are assembled. Here you need to pay attention to the direction of the wheels. See the acrylic plate. The notch of the plates should be symmetrical. Next, we'll assemble the back half chassis and the rear wheels. Take out the two wheels, the two gear reducers, the pack of M3x30 screws, M3x24 copper standoffs, and M3 nuts. Also, you need the cross-socket wrench. First, we assemble the gear reducers. Before that, insert the plate to fix the gear reducer through the chassis. Place the gear reducers on the chassis. And pay attention, the wires should be faced inward. Then put another plate. Take out 4 M3x30 screws and 4 M3 nuts. Align the holes of the gear reducer and the plate. Insert the screw. Fasten them with the nut. Then assemble the other reducers similarly. Now the two gear reducers are finished. The wires should be like this. Then assemble the rear wheels to the chassis. It may take some skills to press the wheels in. Now the two wheels are assembled to the chassis. Take 4 M3x24 copper standoffs and 4 M3 nuts. Insert the standoffs into the plate. Fasten them with the nuts. The standoffs are all fixed. They are to connect the chassis with the upper plate. So now the two rear wheels and the plate are assembled. Next, assemble the upper plate. But before that, we need to adjust the servo. Take out the MG90 servo. Take out a rocker arm. Plug it to the servo randomly. Rotate the rocker arm. And we can see the rocker arm can rotate from 0 to 180 degrees. Since the rotational angle is restricted by the gear trains inside already, what we need to do is to match the rocker arm to the servo shaft in a position where the arm can rotate within the same angle range. First, move the arm left and right and stop at your leftmost position, with the shaft end of the servo toward you. So this is the 0 or 180 degrees of the servo. Then remove the rocker arm. Place it along the x-axis of the servo. Turn it from 0 to 180 degrees again. Then the servo is adjusted. Put the servo aside. And make sure the shaft of the servo will not be moved before it is assembled again. But if you moved it accidentally, just take the adjustment procedures again. Next, assemble the steering linkage with the servo rocker arm. Then align the second hole to the end of the rocker arm with the plate. Insert the screw. Tighten them. But be careful not to over-tighten the screw. Keep a gap about 1 mm between them, so the plate can move smoothly. Next, connect the steering servo with the upper plate. Take out the plate, the servo, and the steering linkage. Since the holes on the plate are almost symmetric, refer to the exceptional hole here to tell its face. Place it flat. The front part, the back part. Put the plate with this hole on your left. So now it faces up. Then plug the servo into the hole of the plate. And pay attention, the servo shaft should be toward the front of the plate. Then take out 2 M2x10 screws and 2 M2 nuts. Make sure again the hole is on your left. So the servo is on the plate, and the servo shaft should be toward the front. Insert the screws. Fasten them with the nuts. Here you may need to use the socket wrench. Use the end with the smallest diameter. So now the servo is tightened to the plate. Then assemble them with the steering linkage. Plug the rocker arm into the servo shaft. Rotate the servo rocker arm and see if it can spin freely. Then take out the M2x4 screw, which is contained in the package of the servo. It's the shortest one in the package. Rotate the rocker arm again and make sure it can spin to left and right and won't get stuck. Then insert the screw, tighten them. Check again whether it can move flexibly. Next, we're gonna assemble the front chassis and the upper plate. Here we use 4 M3x24 copper standoffs, M3x8 screws, and M3 nuts. Then the 2 front wheels. And the upper plate just assembled. First, insert the standoffs into the front chassis. Here are 2 symmetric ones, and then 2 more behind. 4 standoffs to be assembled on the chassis. Then fasten them with the nuts, and use a cross-socket wrench to help you tighten them. Then assemble the front wheels with the plate and the steering linkage. For the convenience of assembly, put the plate face down. Then take the 2 front wheels. Pay attention to the direction of the plate on the wheels. The 2 bulges of the plate should be inserted into the holes of the upper plate and the linkage. Now stick the plate of the wheel into the upper plate and the steering linkage. It's a little bit difficult to insert this, so give more patience. And also then place the front chassis. Align the standoffs on the chassis to the upper plate. And also stick the bulge of the front wheel to the holes of the front chassis. Move the wheels a little bit to make them aligned. And when you hear a click, the wheel is assembled successfully. Spin a bit and turn the wheel a bit to see if it can move smoothly. Now the front part of the car is assembled. Insert the screws to fix them. And pay attention, these screws should be tied a little bit looser, so the wheels can spin freely. These 2 screws should be tightened harder. Now the wheels can spin freely and turn left and right smoothly. Next, fasten some copper standoffs to the upper plate. Take out the M2.5x8 copper standoffs and M2.5 nuts. Then assemble the standoffs to the plate. They are used to hold the boards and modules. 4 standoffs to hold 1 circuit board. So you can place the nuts below the plate. Align the nut with the hole. Then insert the standoff. So these 4 standoffs are to hold a circuit board. Here another circuit board. Another board. Here place the Raspberry Pi. Put aside the 2 remaining nuts in case of missing ones during the assembly. Next, assemble the back chassis and upper plate. Take out 4 M3/8 screws. Align the standoffs on the back chassis to the holes of the plate. These 4 holes remaining on the plate. Insert the screws. Tighten them with the screwdriver. So now the frame of the car is finished. Spin and turn the wheels a little bit to see if it can move smoothly. Next, we'll continue the rest assembly and also the module installation. See you then!